You are a quarter pounder. I'm a Big Mac. Yeah, you got more meat, but who's got more bread? I feel like I would describe myself as either sandwich kind of interchangeably. It's less to do with the actual truth of the matter and more about how I'm feeling on a given day. Hi again, fellas. And this tweet was made in response to someone asking, what's the worst tweet y'all have seen? Every few months or even shorter, you will see a version of this tweet like pop up on your timeline, and then you'll inevitably get like a bunch of screenshots of decade-old tweets from people's memory. And a lot of them, I would agree, are in contender for like the lowest tier of tweet ever made. But I have been an avid Twitter user for longer than I haven't at this point. And while I did go through the quote tweets of this thing to find the public's picks for the most horrid tweets ever made, I wanted to add some of my own. We'll be getting into that shortly, but if you guys enjoy this video, this card at the end will take you to another one like it. And be sure to subscribe with notifications on so you never miss an upload. If you become a serial killer, what would be the weird thing you did as a child that would be showcased in your documentary? I used to crack babies' knuckles to watch them cry because I knew they wouldn't be able to explain why they were crying. Kudos to them. Babies can't explain why they're crying ever. You're basically just doing a multiple choice quiz then trying to figure it out. Sleepy? No. Pooping diaper? No. Hungry? No. What could it possibly be then? And then little do you know, the person in the room taking care of them before you got there was doing this stuff. My thing is like, are babies' hands like really soft and shit? Can they even build the lactic acid to stand the pressure to like make that gas pop without you just straight up breaking their head? It's like how some kids just have permanent dents in their forehead from being dropped a certain way. Who is the one dude in history whose like parents specifically molded his head into a cone when he was a child because they thought it would look cool? I could be making this up, but I could swear that this is an actual thing. A few of these are going to be either just straight up from Elon Musk or like very, very sad to look at people in his replies. Listen, I know it's rich coming from me. I'm not exactly any less pathetic than these people, but come on, man. Elon Musk says, sus, man. It is indeed sus. By the way, to folks lost, sus means suspicious. Elon speaks street. Yeah, the sweet streets of the Vention Medical. I remember seeing this particular tweet interaction like a decade ago, and it has quite literally never left my mind. I'm not trying to put any names on blast right now because this is old, but when I said I was trying to like pull some really deep cuts, this is the sort of thing I was thinking of. What's wrong with having a group chat, LMAO? Like, it's not some secret nefarious thing. I have group chats. It's nice to have a place to talk to friends. I know, right? I'm uncovering the conspiracy of people being friends with their peers, and then this dude just comes in and replies to this tweet with a picture of them and OP. I, for one, am positively shocked. This is honestly really inappropriate and creepy, dude. A selfie at a con several years ago does not mean we are friends. Also, the fact I've soft blocked you like 6 times and you always refollow is creepy. Take the hint and please leave me alone. It's like, dude, this is like a particularly hard to read conversation because it's like, oh man, dude, what are you out here doing this for? All right, here's one I think we can all probably agree on. Just told my 10-year-old daughter about hashtag RBG, meaning Ruth Bader Ginsburg. If you don't know, she was a Supreme Court justice, and she passed away during her tenure. She had tears in her eyes, and then she did the Wakanda pose and said hashtag Ruthkanda forever, which is the sort of pop culture crossover that I can celebrate. You know, I'm glad somebody got something joyful out of that. I am so many years removed from the original context of most of these tweets, so sometimes it's going to be hard to tell how ironic each individual post was. Perhaps their true merits are their ability to completely transcend their original intention by their authors. The fact that it might have been like an ironic shit post trying to be like as cringy as possible to bait the exact reaction I'm having now, and it continues to pull that off years later for how effective it was seen as being at the time. Also, a quick announcement. If you're in the San Antonio, Texas area, I will be at the San Japan Convention from August 29th to the 31st. My friends at Novel Horizons were kind enough to host me, and I'll be hosting 2 virtual meet and greets while I'm there. One on Friday, August 29th, 5 p.m. Central Time, and the second on Sunday, August 31st, 3 p.m. Central Time. If you want to come meet me, feel free to come chop it up, and on top of that, there will be some exclusive items from Novel Horizons for purchase, like prints, keychains, and more. If you guys are looking for more info, it'll be in the first link in the description. I'll keep y'all posted as we get closer to the big weekend, but I figured I'd let you in all on it now. This one's rough, dude. This dude had this shit written out like it was basically a business card. It was just handed to someone he didn't want to finish a conversation with. If I think you're going to piss me off, here are the major talking points I would have told you if I didn't have this pre-prepared. So, I've blocked you. Wondering why? please consult the criteria below. You done a racism. Do you have to say it like that? You done a sexism. You done a bi-erasure. You heckin' disrespected sex work. No, how could they? How could they heckin' disrespect fucking? I think sex havers in general need to be stopped. Fuck it if it's work or not, man. Every single one of y'all. If y'all be fucking, you're on my shit list now. And the fifth and perhaps most specific reason you might be blocked is you called me Joe Cuckold. Dude, we actually found John Cock. That's incredible. This part never gets easier to read. Twitter is my weapon of justice, and the block button my bullet. Pow! And this is kind of how my mindset on the block button works. There are like certain people out there who will frame like getting blocked by someone as a sort of badge of honor, like, oh, I really got to them and their feelings. And, you know, maybe it did. But in my head, it's like a very quick action you can take to just stop listening to somebody. I genuinely don't block people often, but I also like don't put a lot of stock into like getting blocked. Like, ha, I must have really gotten them. And in the same way, when people put so much emphasis on like, ha, I blocked them, so I really got them. Does it really hold that much weight in either direction in like a general sense? Obviously, like case by case, I suppose. I feel like it's just generally speaking very low commitment, unless it was like very specific circumstances. If I had blocked someone, I don't think I would go out of my way to explain why to them. It just feels like more trouble than it's worth, but the whole point of blocking them was moving on, wasn't it? Okay, I was gonna save this for the end of the video, but it's probably already the thumbnail. There is like actually a consensus pick for the worst tweet of all time, and it's so bad that you can actually pull one of those pattern recognition tests about it. Looking at this like really blurred screenshot, no actual legible words, just like blops of color. Do you know what this is referring to? If you're like mostly on YouTube, I can understand like this kind of just looking like gibberish to you at the moment, but I feel like this is almost kind of crossed the boundaries of Twitter with some folk. I think this one just holds the default title. I'm gonna tease you a little more by showing you other ones. What a lovely Twitter user. Imagine. I wonder what he's imagining. I'm gonna warn you now, this is a genuine cognito hazard. If you don't want to hear what this tweet has to say, you can skip to this timestamp right here. All right, here it goes, everybody. The consensus pick for the worst tweet of all time is from a quite prolific Twitter poster who is still around to this day, Kira, or as his current @ stands, Kira won't miss. Everybody knows he missed at least once. Imagine if men had to breastfeed babies using their cocks. What the fuck were you thinking? What the fuck were you thinking? There's so many layers of R&D this could have potentially gone through, bro. One pass in like a Discord group chat and they would have told you, maybe draft that one. Like, it's very easy to see why that one has lived in infamy for as long as it has. And it is like kind of an Achilles heel for the dude because he still gets bangers to this day, but you'll just see like somebody not like a take he has. They won't even reply with the screenshot. They'll just like say Kira tweet and everybody knows what the Kira tweet is. This one lives in my head rent-free. Because, like, what were you studying for when you said this shit? I dead know hella predators, but I still hang with them just to see how they mind work. What are you doing the experiments for? One thing about this tweet, and honestly a lot of screenshots like it out there, is this tweet has been deleted at the bottom. I would genuinely like to make a separate video that actually just covers that criteria because there's so many gems. Also, the dual SpongeBob profile picture, like, he's so damn happy when he's saying that he is studying forbidden evil knowledge. The experiments you're conducting are inhumane, SpongeBob. You guys have probably heard a version of this, either just reposted in TikTok comments or just read out as shit posts, but I believe this was the progenitor of all the tweets like it that came after. Rest in peace to all the dead people I'm about to like fucking sully the graves of by even acknowledging the existence of this thing. Pop Smoke and Juice WRLD are shooting hoops in heaven. Pop goes, wow, it's cold. I should get my Dior jacket. Nah, bro, all girls are the same. Juice WRLD airballs and hits a girl and man. Juice, pass the ball, bro. Kobe and Gigi turn around. Got room for one more? I'm gonna fucking cry, dude, all over again, and it's not even out of grief this time. Many people refelt the pain they had when Juice WRLD first died, when they saw him disappear at the Fortnite concert. This is me reliving the grief of like everybody realizing XXXTentacion was kind of corny in his lifetime. You know what? I never thought I'd say this, but let's look at like another Elon dick rider as a palate cleanser, huh? I don't like the taste or effects of most alcohol. I'm told he prefers ketamine. Is that joke too easy? But there is something quite beautiful about red wine in a fine glass. And then good old Peter Pham, apparent friend of Elon Musk, comes down here. I remember pouring you a glass at a friend's house in San Francisco after another mutual friend's wedding in 2017. I was decanting another, and you didn't want to wait. Honey Badger drinks what he wants. I made the clutch move of ordering us pizza at 1 a.m. That sounds like oddly domestic. Somehow, though, that is like even gayer than the dude who is offering to like suck Elon's dick, even though he said in that same tweet he would hate doing it. You know what? Let's just find that one real quick, brother. Elon Musk just tweeted tweeting to millions of people like it's his private Twitter. I haven't even had sex in ages. Sigh. To be fair, like, I was saying that shit when I was like 15, I guess, because I'd never had sex ever. And I maintain that streak to this day. You guys aren't taking shit off me. Bullshit, bro. I'm happily married with an amazing wife. Even she understands if I helped you out, she would even be proud of me. Like, even if I, myself, would feel like shit, lol, that's like hell for me, but I would do it. Lol. I'm trying to imagine an alternate universe where Elon Musk was like that desperate for hole. Stopped caring if it was pussy or boy hole and is like, I gotta put my dick in something, man. This is getting ridiculous out here. I'm a billionaire. There's like government mandated I'm supposed to be able to fuck someone every other week. He just hops in this dude's DMs and he's like, were you serious? Listen, man, it's gotta be enthusiastic consent or nothing. This whole I would hate the entire time, but I'd do it for you specifically. Like, nah, bro. That's no good foundation to have those kind of relations on. There is like a really distinct genre of shit lib tweets that are incredibly hard to stomach, especially after a certain time. The upbringing you have to like look at politics through this lens just sincerely baffles me. Tim Walz is my dad. Is that how like you want to lead any sentence ever in your life if he's not actually your father? Like, you had European leaders getting dogged for weeks when they called Trump daddy, bro. What are you thinking? Kamala's my fun aunt who lives next door. They just find out I'm being bullied by the shittiest kid in my class, JD. Shouldn't the analogy be here that you're getting picked on by like Marco Rubio or whatever, and JD is Marco's dad, and he's also a gay couple with Donald Trump, and they're taking care of you? When they try to talk to his dad, Don, it becomes clear he's the real problem. They go back to their car. Kamala pulls out her cop badge. Tim grabs his old baseball bat. They walk back to John's porch. As Tim reaches for the doorbell, they look at each other and smile. This is going to be fun. Brother, you are writing fan fiction. You are doing FRP, man. You are like the prime goddamn demographic praying that One Direction would adopt them back in the day. I need a palate cleanser for that. I need one that actually makes me laugh, not just in its absurdity, but because I find it very well curated. Smoking butt naked and just dropped the blunt on my balls. I scrum so fucking loud. Can you name a single person that in your life who would not be screaming loud as hell if like a lit cigarette or joint just landed on your bare fucking penis? Those burns hurt on less sensitive skin, man. That shit is just pure torture. Hard to say if this one is a bar or some guy trying to float polyamory for the first time. I'm a e-sex my EGF so hard we're gonna have a mutual. Mutual can't really be a stand-in for kid here because it's like, you know, one of your mutual followers. Like, are you just trying to bring in a third here? I'll give some respect to anybody on here who is willing to quote tweet the worst tweet of all time prompt with something they had tweeted themselves. Linus over here, I peed myself while using my computer. The late 2000s, early 2010s, people were just unfiltered in a much different way than they are unfiltered now. Nowadays, it's like just actively spewing racism and bigotry on the timeline and everyone just kind of lets it wash over them because they've gotten so used to it. Back then, people were just sharing shit that like you couldn't beat out of me with a crowbar. And I almost have to commend Linus 10 years on for being able to see the humor in it, even though it's technically him just reposting the same thing again. You know, just with a veneer of self-awareness that I benefit from using a lot on this channel. Anyways, that's all I got for now. If you guys enjoyed, that card on the screen should be on right now. Be sure to drop a like and subscribe with notifications on. And if you guys want to see that this tweet has been deleted video, let me know. Anyways, this has been Kwite, and I'll see y'all next time.